Hello everybody, welcome back. We are going to spend a bit of time outside today in the sunshine and play with pool stuff. Now, two of my subscribers have mentioned pool toys for adults. So yes, this is a house that's pretty much built with adults in mind, and they would like to see some interactive stuff that you can play with. I took the wine glasses and everything out of the pool, but we can put a table, maybe a floating table, put a lounger or two in the pool. So let's try this. I've got some references of your average pool stuff, and I also have, I was given an idea for a lounger by using this cushion maybe. So what we're going to do is let's just throw a couple of things out here and see. I hate that this thing always ends up. Let's see, if we put it flat like that, we've got an idea of width, because that's a pillow for a single bed. Okay, now I like that shape. That's sort of more blow up with air, floaty pool stuff, as opposed to the square edge around. We don't really have, other than this one as well, and therefore it's going to be fun to try and figure this out. The one thing I have thought of is by testing out, now obviously if you walk on water, I'm not flying, that's flying. If I land and I just walk on the water, it will allow me to, and if I bounce on the water, it will allow me to. So this is what they've done with the physics of the game. If I do nothing, I sink, and then I end up underneath. Now, I was watching one of the, well, it's the latest Q&A. It was done with an American guy, I can't remember his name. They did an interview with him, and they were talking about the latest build. Now, their latest build is, wee, boing, boing, sorry. Their latest build was, well, the newest release is going to pretty much be the Scooby-Doo. And sorry, I'm just talking and trying to get a few things together while I'm talking. And now it appears that they're getting bored with just the building in the game. I don't know if people are getting bored or if they're getting bored, but they want to introduce new interactive bits to the game. So what they are talking about doing is, how big is that? Whee! All right, let's fly. They're talking about doing stuff that you can have traps, you can have things moving, you can actually build pretty much a game within the game. Okay, so I like the concept. The only problem is, are they going to take enough time to, oh, that's interesting. Did you see that? Very interesting. It sank into the water. Is weird. Okay, going back to my little rant here. I don't know which one I want, so I'll use both. So, are they going to spend time, perfecting the building materials, looking into the community that actually uses the game to build houses and what we do, or are they going to sort of focus now instead on the community that's wanting to build interactive games instead? I'm going to have to make everything plastic. Okay, now I've looked at floating tables, and the majority of them are like wicker or rattan type floating tables on a floating base. Also, most of them are round. So we're going to pop this out as well down here on the edge. And we are also going to look at, where's that other round tray? There we go, that one. And see, so if we do the base in this one plastic, okay, and then we do this, can we, okay, now we can only do cork or particle board. That is unfortunate. Should we do steel maybe? And that's a very small little tray, so that's not going to be of any use unless we put it separately. But I was thinking, if we're going to have a floating table, maybe we should just have a floating, a stable table. Does that make sense? Does it sound right? And use this as an actual table in the pool. But what we can do with it is we can make it better. Okay, so going back to my little, I don't know if I really want to. Yes, it's nice to be able to put moving doors and interactive things, but the problem we're going to have with that is it going to take away from the building side of it? Why is this not the same size as this piece of wood? It's fine. Okay, so that might be an option. Okay. The other thing I could do is probably just take this concrete, turn it into, don't sell it, turn it into plastic. I'm just going to use white plastic for now, and then we can float it in the pool. Ooh, why am I always hitting the wrong button? So we can actually float it in the pool. The other option would be just to take this and float it in the pool. So there's our option to float stuff. And all three of them will work. This table can be bigger or smaller. It's not a problem. So let me know which you like. And then I'm going to use this as an example because they have, excuse me, they have given us some interesting objects to put in here. Is it in here? Yes, it is. Like the fruit bowl, which is very cool. This fruit bowl, which is awesome. Let's play with this. So we either have that, we have apples, we have a salad, or we have, I want it all. I want bananas in there too. Can I put bananas in there? Probably. So if we take this as the start, so let's get a wooden bowl, because we don't really want a metal bowl. That'll look pretty good in there. Bowl of fruit. Nice. We can get a bottle of wine. Now we can use our wine bottle. Where is our wine? There's our wine. Eeny, meeny. They never give us the right colour of wine. Well, I suppose they do if it's a white wine, but it's nothing better than a good bottle of red wine. Sorry. South African wines are pretty dang good. you haven't tried them, you should. And here come the wine glasses. So we have our fruit, we have some wine. What else can we put in here? We can probably put some cheese and some biscuits. And oh, this is the cider. You only get it in the bottles, don't you? Or you can put a couple of bottles of Coke there. And if they plastic, Stephen, do we want some glasses for them? If we're impolite, I suppose. With guests, you would want some. Should we use an ice bucket? I am thinking we should. And for this, we are going to need, should we use a gold ice bucket? Oh, yeah. You're going to sit in there. Yes, you are. And yes, I could put some ice in there, but I'm not going to do it this minute. But hey, look at that. That looks pretty dang good. Nice one. Alright, so I'm going to take these out because they're going to be in my way. There's lots and lots of them. So, as I say, that can be used as a static table. We have to leave it there. It's part of the competition, so I'm not messing with that yet. It all depends on whether I enter the competition. I have another idea for a pool build, but we shall see. Alright, now my thought process with this is like a little jacuzzi type slash whatever, but I know this is not going to hold, but you gotta do what you gotta do. If I put this in here, I turn it on, and I squish it in. So what I have learned, you see, it's not hiding very well. What I have learned with this is the game now kicks this out. Come on, where's my? There it is. See, they've messed with us. They've literally said to us, yeah, have some new stuff, but you actually can't use it properly. Pretty sticky out the back here, isn't it? Yep. Dang it. I hate that. Yeah, I know it's not straight. See, if I push it down there, you don't see it under the water. And it's not really doing anything to the water, so... Okay, bye-bye. I wanted to put bubbles in here. I wanted to have a nice spa bath, but that's not going to work. Okay, should we try and make a pool lounger? The one thing they didn't give us were pool noodles. I'm sure everybody knows pool noodles. They are known throughout the galaxy, and they would make an awesome lounger. The only thing I can think of that is close would be that. The only problem is this doesn't change the end of it. And you also can't get it in plastic. Which is unfortunate. Now we can put a pattern on it. So there's that. I wonder, can we use a stripe? I think a wider stripe. What do you say? Nope. Oranges and lemons. No. That's stripe. Oh, man. Okay, so if I go back here, can I? Dang it. I can't flip the pattern. Why can't I flip the pattern so that it runs lengthwise? Damn it. Man. You see, that runs the direction that I want it to run in. That one runs the wrong way. That might be interesting. You see the wood stays on the end there. Okay, let's just buy this and see what we can do with it. So let's just put the grid snapping on. So for example, I'm going to just build it straight up. I'm not going to try and curve it. Okay, so that could be a cushion. So if we wanted to, we could copy that onto that thing, can we? Copy. Paste. No. Damn you. And here we can't use plastic. We're going to have to use leather. Well, ain't that a sausage? Is that the same? Not really. Okay. Let's pull this out and see what we can do with it. So I was thinking of that sort of as the pillow, because that makes sense to me. So that's where your head goes. You see the pattern runs the wrong way as well. So if we change that, you don't have the option anymore. We also don't have that black. Okay, so that is the start of our little noodle journey. So we could just do something like that as a reclining noodle. But I don't like it. It's very like meh. So what I would do is just decide I'm going to do it smaller rather than huge. simply because, oh, dang it, I keep forgetting we're living in an alternate reality here. Yeah, so Scooby-Doo, the DLC, they're not promising it for October, but they're going to try. I'm looking forward to it simply because they are talking about Gothic and medieval additions to the build. Well, it's going to be items, so it would be, I presume, furniture, hopefully windows, hopefully other things. So that's going to be cool. I don't know about the mechanics. You know, I'm here to do the building, not to like build a floor is lava type thing. I don't know. There are games for that. They do it exceptionally well. I don't know if I just want to build an escape room or something like that in House Flipper, but you know, we can maybe try. Ew, that is so wonky. Okay, so that's like an idea. We would have to put edges on there. The other idea would be to copy that onto there and just pull this over and use that instead. Let's take this away. That's option 2. Okay, option 3 would also be interesting. So let's let's copy this little pillow here, put it down that way, bring it up, and then we can play with a new pattern. What do you say? Do we do the zebra stripes? I really wanted stripes. Okay, that will work. Let's go with we don't want to go too light, so let's sort of go with like a warm yellow. How does that sound? Okay. And let's see. I'm thinking of that pillow is slightly less bulkier than that one. So this would be a bit like that, and then the water, the perspective of the water is like freaky. If you look at it long enough, you can sort of get a bit of a headache from it. Right, let's lift this out of the water a little bit because it's distorting it. Now the question I would have is should we do 3 of these? The pillow needs to be like that. Anything I don't like about these pillows is that, actually, very good question. No, we can't. We don't have plastic here. Dang it. But the leather does the job. Although leather in chlorinated or salted water can only end badly. Alright, so something like, looks like a box of ladyfingers. And maybe we need another one that size but that way. Push that in so you don't see the rounded corners there. So, something like that. The other option, oopsie, I've got a cushion on the side here. They're not bad. Which one do you prefer? The other option we have is under toys, isn't it? Okay, we need a slightly more yellow. Maybe a brown. Dang it. Let's put it down here. I don't know how we would do this because this doesn't really bend. But I'm sure you've all seen the ones where it's got 2 sections that connect. You can either use it as a floaty or you can use it as a seat. Does that make sense? So you can actually sit in it or you can tuck your arms through it and just float. That was my other thought. Okay, so we have lounges, we have that. I'm looking at my other pictures. We also have, if we go into outdoor leisure, you'll see we've got beach chairs here. No, these aren't going to work. I was thinking, for some reason I didn't think there was wood underneath here. Okay. That one I was thinking of. Really not sure now. Because this is the shape that I'd really love to be able to do. And yes, it can be done if you look at how they've done it with the pillows there. The only way we could do that shape would be with our little trusty block, but our little trusty block doesn't have the soft edges. But these are pretty good for chilling beside the pool, because if not, why not? And I quite like that pattern. On the lounges. We just need to change the wood. Go for a slightly lighter wood. I mean, those are pretty dang good. Now, umbrellas obviously are awesome. I think they're construction. Yes, they are. We've got this one, but it doesn't work with the house very well, so I'd definitely go for this. And I'm happy for the coated metal. Just don't know about the knitted fabric. I would probably go for, where is it? The burlap. Because that's more logical. Now, if you go with the burlap in a white, it sometimes comes out grey. Suppose I should line it up on the, over here. Suppose I should make that everything wood as opposed to the black metal. Hey? That would look better. No, burlap, I'm happy. Close. This one. Dang it. Alright. No, let's just go with black. Because that's all the connections. That'll be fine. But the wood actually looks better with that. In fact, it looks much better with that. We probably could do with a few more of these. Let's pop another one here. Are we going to pop one over here? Do we have anywhere to pop it? Probably. Maybe over here. It depends where the sun is as to where you want to sit and chill. Not a bad little area. I'm quite liking this floating thing. Can I put bananas? Yes, I'm all over the place today. Banana. Can I add you? Yes, I can. I will make you work. Definitely needs a banana more. A banana more. Another banana. Come on, you'll. I will make you fit. You will. Yes, you will. Sorry, too close. Now the other thing that I was thinking of is, you mentioned toys and adults like playing stuff. So I was thinking we have got a couple of things here. We've got the ring toss. If I buy the ring toss, let's just go with that for now. Okay. If we can float it, obviously that's the ring for the ring toss. But I was thinking, we're gonna have to do something with colors. See that if that sat on that, we could float it. So you could have a ring toss in the pool. So there's that idea. Okay. Obviously apparently we need a ball. Should we do okay. And we've got these other games. We've got the volleyball net, which is awesome. The only problem with the volleyball net is it doesn't float. And actually, it's not that big. So, for example, if you wanted to play volleyball here, it's not that big. But it's pretty. So should we take our beach ball as well? You float our beach ball here. Yeah. The beach ball never sits 100% in the water, does it? It will never float with the stripes in perfect order. So, volleyball. This pool is slightly shallower than that one, which is probably a good idea for volleyball, especially if you've got a couple of odds and ends floating around. Okay. And what color should we do it? Yellow? Let's pop this on. I suppose you've got to play with the reflection, hey? And we can get, there we go. We can throw one next to the pool. Everything's going to sink, obviously, because that's just what it is. But we can have one sort of floating there. Better? Some adult games? I think I'm going to use this pattern on the patio chairs. We are going to pop a few more down here. And over this side. And we can probably pop a maybe 4. I'm leaving a gap so we can put a table in the middle there. Oopsie. All right, let's just throw all this stuff over here. That is a little small. Okay, and of course we have the garage. I just put the driveway all the way down. I should put the driveway all the way down to the other side, and then we need a boat. I'm joking. I think I might be. Let's get a planter. Concrete. There we go. I think a planter here would be nice. It's not square, is it? No, it isn't. Now it is. And we need to steal some soil from over here. Oh no, we used the regular beach sand there, but we haven't got regular beach sand, so let's borrow that, which is our normal friend, carpeting. Yeah, that'll do. And we can plant some more. I'm really loving the strelitzias that they've given us. Bird of paradise. We have so many of them here in South Africa, and they are gorgeous. There's a hotel in Johannesburg called the Sunnyside Park Hotel. I used to work next door to them, and they had banks of these plants. Just, you know, that's funny. That is the same height. I had basically just banks of these strelitzias. We not have smaller ones. Fine. We like that then. See, why are they putting the smaller ones in the larger? Come on. You can do it. I will make you. Fine, I will make you. There we go. It was absolutely beautiful just to see these whole banks of these plants. I hate it when all the leaves are pointing in the same direction. Then I think let's go fishing, go shopping for some little plants. What do you say? Let's just take these little spiky ones and fill in gaps here. There's got to be a way to put them in the gaps. There's got to be gaps. There you go. Some gaps in here. Fine. There we go. We have a nice big planter here as well, which echoes these ones over there. I don't know if I want to, should I put stairs up to this infinity pool? I think we have the room concrete here. It's not going to be enough. Dang it. Let's just take it to this thing. We've got to include this in the design, so let's just do that. Something like that. I don't know how I feel about the combination of the concrete and the stone. Sometimes I really like it, sometimes I don't. But, you know, it is what it is. Okay. Should we put one more here? It looks a little weird. Yeah, it is what it is. Oopsie. Alright, I'm thinking of putting, I don't know if I, actually that wouldn't be too bad there. And we do have sago palm. We got a banana tree. That'll work there. Gonna have to just turn it because these leaves are going straight through everywhere. Sure, let's say that poor banana tree is going to survive in that pot. Let's just pretend it will. And we're probably not going to be able to... Oh, look at the little baby. It's like, I promise I'm alive. I'm thriving. Look at me. There we go. And then we are going to need some creepers or something like that. And we are going to need exterior light. We're going to need pool lights. What have they given us in the way of these? Path lights. Exterior light. Alright, so we've got that. We've got the circle, and then we've got that one. Maybe that? What do you say? Should we go with the concrete? Is that weird? Actually doesn't look too bad. If we put that there, let's put a light switch. I think I'm going to stay with this because it's very unobtrusive and it doesn't scream light fitting. Only problem is to find it again ever. suppose we could use those. Could we use these as pool lights? It's a very good question. See, it will sit if there are bricks in the pool. Interesting. So if we add a layer of brick at the bottom of this pool, for instance, like I've done here, we can use that. Okay. And we can probably use these to sort of line. I'm not going to do it all today. And we're going to have to take the lights off and then use that. But that's an idea. Now, what furniture should we put on the... Oh, let's get rid of this. And I would like a full dining area outside here. I think maybe this table. What do you say? Let's see what it looks like. That's pretty good, but it's very small. The kitchen is right there. That would work. A little bit closer to the house. There we go. Okay, now like that. What have we got in the way of... That might work. Well, it's never that easy. Now the only thing I wish is they'd given us this chair without the arms. So we had options. Not bad. Now, we're not bad, but yeah. Do I really want to? Do I want to push my luck? No, I don't. I can always put a trellis over that. I think that would probably be the better idea. But we do have... Where are they? You know, the table runner. Is it called a runner? Yeah, that one. Let's not do suede. Let's do like a chunky. Maybe just straight white to break up that. I wouldn't mind doing it twice. Buttons here. Okay. It'll teach me. that weird? Should there be more? This is... Don't try and resize it. If I put you overlap... Oh, look. Okay. That's a plan. So what we're doing is we're actually giving the... Why did I do that? We're almost giving the table a different feel, as opposed to putting a tablecloth on it. So we're breaking up that dark wood. I think that'll work. And of course here, especially, I would go for this. But we would go for the over-the-top gold because we can. Because we can. We've got stairs absolutely everywhere. We've got stairs here. We've got stairs there. We've got stairs there. There's stairs everywhere in this place. And it's only on like 2 levels. But still. Okay. So that works for me. Now, the other thing that would work for me is our new... this. I think I would like to use this outside. Now, I think that will work. That's fine. We can go with the darker base. It looks pretty good. We can pop it here on the... Don't know how big the middle is. We will have to figure that one out. I don't think I've got the color right here. No, we didn't put a railing there. It'll be fine. I think another one of these. What do you say? That's quite cute. It works okay with the floor, but as soon as we look up here, this is a little too... maybe? No. Maybe. That's more of a wicker. It's not bad. Quite cute, actually. All we need is the side table. Where's the small table? There it is. We can probably get a whole bunch in here. You know, it could be fun. Should we try it? I think that's maybe. That a little cookie? I like it. That's just me personally. But you know what we need, of course. Gotta be gold. It's got to be gold. I think we just need something in the corner here, and I'm thinking of a light. One of these, maybe. Need something here. I need to move this across. I'm not sure yet. But that's a good start. I think we've accomplished something. We cannot make a spa, a jacuzzi, because the fountains don't allow us. We have got lounge chairs. We've got a floating table. We have a ring toss over here. We have volleyball over there. And we have 2 floating lounges. Let me know which one you prefer. This needs to be just slightly. Which one should I keep? Because whichever one I keep, I will tweak it a little bit and clean it up and make it look good. And then of course we got the bananas over there. Don't know about the banana. Okay guys, there will be windows along here, but we've still got to do upstairs. I think I'm going to leave it here. We have not used our interesting wall blocks the whole day. Can you believe that? It's amazing. I would appreciate some ideas from you guys. More ideas. You know, I keep on asking for ideas and you guys keep on giving them to me. So now I'm getting greedy. I hope you have a lovely weekend. Take care of yourselves and I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.